me.
Oh,
Where are we?
see.
See manifestation journals. I'm sure Sammy will pull wide so that you
Daisy.
guys can see what I can see. Thank you,
Ruth,
Sammy.
Tracy.
Okay, everybody is ready. Okay, wonderful. Now, we have a few things we're going to cover today. First of all, I'm going to very, very quickly do a recap of yesterday. Okay, very quickly, literally like 10 seconds. Okay. After the recap of yesterday, then, so that we're up to scratch, we know what we're going through today. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through today's content, which is all about setting powerful intentions. And by the way, today is a very powerful day to actually do it. We picked this 5-day challenge on very special days for manifestation. Okay? So some of you know, how many of you ever watched any of the energy forecasts that I've done before? So if you look at the energy forecast, actually these days, this week ahead is very, very big for manifestation. So the actions we take, the things we do, they will all amplify. And that's why we've picked these dates to actually work with numerology, astrology, and everything to amplify all the results, okay? So today we're going to be doing a very powerful scripting. At the same time as scripting, like you've never scripted before, we are going to find out what things in that unconscious or subconscious mind that may be blocking you from achieving it. And then we're going to take your brain, we're going to take something, some sort of samurai sword or chainsaw or something, and then we're going to cut open from here, and then we're going to open it up, and then we're going to look inside, and we're going to find all the shit that's inside there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stuff our hand inside there, and we're going to pull it all out and throw it all away. Okay? Deep in the core, your 0 to 7 years old stuff, okay? Now we're going to throw it away. When we throw it away, what we're going to do, some people said, oh God. Right, so, oh good, there you go. Okay, so, and then what we're going to do is we're going to reaffirm with powerful beliefs to replace that. How many think that's pretty cool? Oh, sorry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid back on.
Thank you.
And then we're going to stitch it all up nicely and then make sure we sort your hair out and everything. And then you're looking
beautiful,
like a newborn. I see some of you sorting your hair out. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a very powerful exercise today to be able to do that. Okay, at the end of that, the end of today, the final part of the session, we have a very special part where we're going to announce a few winners. Sharing aha moment. How many of you actually did the homework, by the way? How many of you went into our group and actually tried inspiring some people and sharing
I saw
some
a lot of
you?
A lot of you in there.
Yes.
Some of them were the first time that they were doing it.
That's
so
very good.
Proud of you.
At the end, we would like to, because today, tomorrow, and the day after, these 3-4 days actually, is very, very good for action taking and putting out. So I'm going to play my part in putting out. So I want to give out some free money at the end of this call. Is that okay? Right? And some of you think, hey, that's a bit cheeky. You mean you are putting out free money so you get to sow your seeds on these divine days? Yes, that's right. And so when I get to sow my seeds on these divine days, I know and I trust and I believe, because I've done it many times before, that it will come back tenfold to me. I may not know exactly how, but I know it always does. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Right? So we're going to get into understanding this deeper and deeper over the next few days. Okay? So, anyway, what we're going to do, I want you guys very quickly inside the chat to type in what was your personal biggest aha moment from yesterday. Type inside the chat, please. What was your personal biggest aha moment from yesterday? What was your biggest realization? What was the thing that was like, oh, I think that message or that line was for me? Comfort zone equals wealth zone. Are you sure? Did I say that?
Surrender.
Can we bring them on the screen here, please?
Some of them are saying surrender.
What else are we having? My mind is open.
Wait, they're going to.
I have to watch the replay. Someone said.
They're going to.
Actions increase your belief, yes.
Yes.
I manifest all of the time, yes. Allowing the universe to manifest through me, wonderful.
Emotions is energy in
Get
motion.
Your vibration higher, wonderful. Detach from the outcome, wonderful. Emotions, let in to let out. Let out to let in, you mean. Let go to let in, there you go.
Trust.
Letting go of the BS. Trust and receive. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, I want you guys to tell me the quick recap before we get into today's topic, okay? So, to manifest, there are 5 things that must be in AA. What does AA stand for? What does AA stand for, please? Very quickly. I can be just only as quick as you. Thank you. Everything must be in absolute alignment. If these 5 things are in absolute alignment, your manifestations will happen. Okay? The first thing is what, please? First thing is?
Goal.
Okay, first thing is goal. Okay? We must be clear on our goal. Okay? What's the second thing? We have a goal. Then second thing is our thoughts must be aligned with it. Right? Our conscious thoughts probably, is not the toughest part. Which part is the part we need to work on? Which part requires a bit of work? On our thoughts, please. You're going somewhere else. Okay. Our subconscious thoughts. We need to learn how to reprogram our subconscious mind. Okay? When you take some time, and by the way, reprogramming subconscious mind, I mean, if it's deeply rooted, for some people it may take weeks. Right? Some people it may take months. So if we use the right methods, which we'll be learning through these days, right, there will be ways to be able to reprogram subconscious minds. But when you change the mind, you change your reality. Okay? Second thing is thoughts. Third thing is what? Thank you. We're getting it very fast. Okay. The third thing is emotions. The higher the emotion, the bigger the vibration. The bigger the vibration there, what? The what? You guys are looking at your notes. She's like checking notes. The one. The faster the attraction. What I explained yesterday, it's like the Amazon Prime. We need to learn how to raise our vibrational frequency, but at the same time keep it calm and clear, which we're going to be learning tomorrow and the day after. Okay? So we must align this. Okay? When emotions are aligned, what else do we need to do? What's the next thing? We need to align our actions. Okay? It's the law of attraction. So, please don't be the lazy one who's like, I'm not willing to do anything. Just tell me how to tap here 3 times and fall asleep and make it happen, okay? If you take a bit more action, your belief system will be more aligned. Everything will become stronger. I said yesterday, see if you guys remember, I said yesterday, vibrations attract the what? Vibrations attract the opportunity. Please, recap. Okay? Your vibration will attract the opportunity. Your actions will claim the manifestation. Okay? Always remember that. Right? Today, we're going to do something very powerful, which will shift your vibrations. When you shift your vibrations, it's highly likely, when you align your vibrations, that from today onwards, you're already going to see opportunities show up in front of you. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? But when opportunities show up in front of you, it doesn't mean that it's yours. You got to take action. And what did I say is the most important action we take that allows us to manifest miracles? Actions that are what? Actions that are outside of our comfort zone, please. Okay? Outside of our comfort zone. Then when our actions are taken and they're aligned with the things that we want, what's the final thing we need to do? Chase? Ask why it's not happening yet? Keep checking our phone? Thank you. Right? Is to trust and receive. Okay, so trust, surrender, and receive. Okay, that is the full 5 things that we must learn to do. Now, today, what we are going to do is we are going to open up our minds. Everybody, please, hands on your heads. Where are you? Okay, place your hands on your heads. Repeat after me. My mind, man. My mind is open. Okay, turn to the person next to you, say, keep it open. Turn to the other side, say, keep it open.
Keep it open.
Okay, everyone keep your minds open. Okay, and today, how we're going to do, we're going to be all collectively scripting together. We are going to be collectively scripting together. And whenever we script, we always script based on the 4 pillars. Okay, so everybody who's got the journals, this is page 12 in your journal. We have the 4 pillars. Okay, the 4 pillars. So, it's very important that we learn how to script based on the 4 pillars. The biggest problem is most people script and it's very one-dimensional. They say, I want to attract the love of my life. Yet at the same time, they lack in a different area which affects attracting the love of their life. Sometimes people, they say, I want to attract money, but they lack in a different area which affects them attracting money. And that's why it's very important we learn when we manifest the multiple dimensions of the 4 pillars. I'm going to ask Angela to break this down for everybody. Okay?
Thank you.
So, if you guys can follow, I'm going to give you the pen.
Thank you. So, for those of you who have been on the past programs, can please anybody type what are the 4 main key pillars that we usually speak about? If we can please type it inside the chat so we can all have it for those of you who do not have the manifestation workbook. Okay, so the first one is health. Please make sure to write this down. We're going to cover all of them. Health, yes. Health. Okay, the second one is wealth. Third one is relationships. And the last one is purpose. Okay, everybody got it so far? Give me a yes inside the chat. Now, let me ask you a quick question. How many of you here have ever tried to make a scripting or have ever tried to manifest something? How many of you here have ever tried to manifest something specific in your life? Give me a yes inside the chat, right? Like Master was mentioning, the biggest problem that we see when it comes to manifestation, a lot of the times people tend to manifest in one-dimensional. And what does that mean? Let's say you are wanting to manifest health. This is the first thing that you want to manifest. And you say, okay, I want to manifest health, okay? Now, one day you find yourself in your couch right now, just like how you are right now. You are in your couch watching Netflix, and then out of nowhere, you start feeling a little bit of a discomfort in your back. And you start feeling that there is some pain, and there is something happening with your body. And then you say, okay, I learned from Master Akarshana that I want to manifest health. And you start putting out your intentions, and you start saying, okay, universe, I want to manifest health, to have a better health, to have a great health, and so whatever it is, please give me a better health, right? Few days after, what happens, you go into the mall, you go into the shopping mall, and you're walking, a little bit feeling with your back pain, and this guy starts approaching you. He has this store, and he comes up to you and say, hey, by the way, come, I have this magical chair that does amazing massages. Come and try it out. Then you come and you sit yourself in this chair and you start, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, wow. That makes me, oh, wow, yes. That, oh, for my back feels good. Then the guy is standing next to you and say, okay, so that chair is going to be $4,000. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Can I please have your car? I'm just going to think about it. Maybe this is not the time for me. How many of you here have ever said this before? You see, the thing is, and I would like everybody to write this down, the universe is always responding to your manifestation. Always is responding to your manifestation. And not only that, the universe will always show you the way in the most unique way. What does that mean? Another day, you come, you're walking down the street, and you start seeing a health retreat, or you start seeing a therapeutic session, or you start seeing a spa. How many of you here have ever had this before? You have something in your mind, and you start seeing all of the different signs from the universe, right? And what happens is, you want to manifest your health, you go and check the tag, and you look at it, and you're like, actually, it's not for me. Or right now is not the time. Anybody here has ever had this before in your life? And why is this? Is because we are very not aligned with the things that we actually put into our mind and into the actions that we want. Does that make sense? How many of you here have said, okay, I want to be healthy? You go to the supermarket, you have organic, this is what we spoke about it yesterday. We have organic food and we have normal food. And you say, okay, let me go for the normal food. You guys want to know what you're telling the universe? You're having a conversation with the universe where you tell the universe and say, okay, universe, I know that I invested 15 minutes of my life. How many of you do affirmations for 1 hour? Or your manifestation technique for hours sometimes? Be honest, it's okay. Nobody will judge you. How many of you do an hour, 2 hours sometime of your manifestation, right? What you're telling to the universe, I know I spent 28 minutes doing my affirmations this morning, but you see this one, the one that has pesticides and chemicals, I'm gonna choose this one. Then the universe is thinking, what has happened? You've been telling me consciously that you want something, yet at the same time you're choosing something different. Is everybody understanding this so far? Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you have wanted to manifest wealth into your life? How many of you here said, I want money, I want to manifest money into your life? But let me ask you a question. Do you need money to have a healthy lifestyle? Or let me ask you a better question. Do you need to have a lot of money to be able to fulfill your healthy lifestyle, yes or no? Or does your health affect your money? Or your money affects your health? What do you guys think? If you are feeling sick, is it going to affect your job, yes or no? It's definitely going to affect your job. So what I'm saying here is that a lot of the times we are manifesting into one dimension only. We most of the time think that if I want to manifest health, I'm going to be fine. But we don't realize that money will affect your health. Is everybody catching with this so far? Now, what happens is relationships. How many of you here want to manifest the love of your life? How many of you here would like to manifest the love of your life? Yes? And how many of you here have scripted out, put out your intention, right? Universe says, Angela, be clear about your manifestation. So what happens, you start saying, okay, I want the love of my life to travel the world with me. I want the love of my life to be financially free. I want the love of my life to travel the world with me and do charities with me, right? And then the universe will say, okay, be more specific. Okay. I want the love of my life to be tall, and I want the love of my life to have six-pack, okay? And guess what? Lean forward. Say, what, Angela? The universe gives it to you. He gives you the love of your life. You finally achieve that person. And so because you wanted to travel the world and do charities around the world, what happens is the love of your life comes to you and say like, okay, so let's start next week. Let's go for our first charity trip. And you're like, wait, next week? Yeah. Next week, I have everything prepared. I met this dude on YouTube. He does something in Kenya, and it's just perfect. Let's go. You mean next week, yeah? Yeah. Can you take time off? Yeah, you see, I have 2 weeks leave, and I already used 1 week, and I don't think my manager is gonna let me take the other week. He's like, okay, but is there any other way for you to take leave? Let me be honest with you. Actually, I need to save money. What just happened there? How many of you here have ever that moment before? You get an opportunity, the universe gives it to you, yet at the same time you're not able to take it. What happened to that opportunity? Bye-bye, love of your life. You will be traveling by yourself. Are you guys understanding this? So when it comes to manifestation, and this is what we're going to be doing with Master today, we need to start thinking into how each one of these ones will connect. Because if we think about your wealth, for example, sometimes, how many of you here have ever had a moment or know of someone who only wants to manifest money? Let me ask you a question. Did that person lose a little bit of energy? How many of you know workaholics? They work because they just want money. Did it affect their energy? Did it affect their career? Did it affect their lifestyle? Yes or no? So are you guys understanding? When it comes to manifesting, we need to start manifesting into a multi-dimensional. Is that making sense so far? Give me a yes inside the chat. Right? And when it comes to purpose, how many of you here realize that there are some people out there that they have good job, they have good money coming in, they have good health, they have good relationships, yet at the same time, they scratch themselves and they're like, so I have to go to work, and then I have to make a living, and then I have to die, and then is this it? How many of you here have ever sat by yourself and asked these questions before? Give me a aha, right? But why is it that you have these questions? And what is the way that you can answer this question? And I would like everybody to please make sure to write this down. It's called higher calling. Is your higher calling? There is 6 human needs. The biggest, the highest human needs that we have, please make sure to write this down, is contribution. And when we fulfill this contribution in our lives, when we are finally get it, actually all of these different things, we kind of balance it out. Does that make sense? So when it comes to scripting, it's very important to understand, okay, I'm not only scripting into health only, or wealth, or relationships. Your scripting needs to be, okay, I want health, I want wealth, I want relationships. And how can I connect to my higher self? How can I fulfill beyond myself? How can I do something that fulfills my soul? Does that make sense, everybody? Give me inside the chat. So today, when we are going to do the scripting with Master, this is the multi-level, multi-dimensions that you need to be looking at. Why? Because how many of you realize, or how many of you agree with me, that the universe is abundance? How many of you believe this, by the way? How many of you believe that there is abundance for all? Right? And so if you believe that there is abundance for all, why would you limit yourself? If you can have it all. I know, because when I was doing my scripting and I was going through my journey, I realized that, wait a minute. A lot of the times, and this is something that I learned from Master and his Master, we want to detach from things in life. How many of you here would like to detach from life sometimes and run away, right? But how can you detach when maybe you have not experienced it all just yet? How can you detach and let go if you have not experienced the abundance of love, compassion, wealth, abundance, relationships? Are you guys understanding this? So this is why it's very important, when we're going to go into the scripting today, you need to think into multi-dimension level so you can have it all. So before I pass on to Master, is it okay we do a quick exercise so you can feel this vibration of manifestation? Is that okay? Yes? So everybody, please put your hands on your heart, the left hand on your heart, and your right hand on your left. I want you to sit nice and straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. Slow exhale. I want you to repeat after me and say, I can have it all. And one more time, repeat after me, I can have it all. And one more time, with more passion, with more conviction, with more belief, repeat after me, I can have it absolutely all. Very gently, you can open up your eyes. So that is the technique.
So I think it's very important that now we're going to start scripting for our future, scripting for our life, scripting for this year that's coming. And as what Angela was sharing just before, when we and when we script for 4 pillars, what is a few rules? I'm going to set a few rules to be able to help expand your scripting and make it a little bit more effective, okay? So please, if you take another page or take a notes page and take some notes here, okay? The first thing, when you are scripting, okay, when you are scripting, try to remove your limits, your current limits. Example being, okay, is it true? Let's say, for example, let's say we're scripting for health. Is it true if somebody is, and they know they are extremely unhealthy or extremely unfit right now, okay? And you tell someone to set a resolution or set a goal or set some scripting. Let's say somebody was extremely overweight right now, okay? Is it true that that person scripting for their weight loss may be, okay, if I can lose 5 kgs, that will be good. If I could lose 10 kgs, that would be... You guys understand what I'm saying? Is it true that somebody who is really broke right now, and they get to script however they want to script, is it true that that person will, if I could just manifest 2,000 or 5,000, or if I could manifest 10,000, that would be wonderful. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the time when people feel like they're all the way down here, right? Usually when they script, they only dare script something around here. Because they feel like, well, I got a script, but I got to be a little bit more realistic. How many of you understand what I'm talking about here? Right? But let me tell you something. What is realistic? I heard of some extreme stories before. I have a friend here in Dubai. Around 4 years ago, was working in a supermarket. A few years. You're talking about 3, 4 years. How's that possible? What? How can someone do that? Are you guys understand what I'm saying? But I want everybody to understand something. Every single one of you are able to take a quantum leap. Only if you allow yourself first to even script the quantum leap. Think of it like this. A lot of the time when they're scripting, they're thinking, well, if I'm attracting the love of my life, well, a person, me, well, I'm not going to get everything perfect. I guess, if I can attract someone who's a little bit like this and like that, should be okay. Right? Guess what happens? You attract exactly that. But had you have scripted everything that you wanted, or even more, you could have got that too. And imagine, a lot of the time, people limit their scripting. Hey, if you take a piece of paper, I'm saying, hey, you can write your Santa's list here. You can say, hey, I want this for Christmas. You can write anything you want, and then you're limiting it. Why on earth would you limit on paper when you can allow your imagination to go wild? If you're limiting yourself on paper, let me tell you something. In reality, you don't stand a chance. I'm allowing you to write anything you want. You can't even get yourself to write something bigger. Never mind doing the damn thing. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? So the first thing, notice when you write for your health, are you going for the full thing? The best you can even think of, that you would, if you could choose anybody you want, you say, I want that body. I want that health. Are you choosing that one, or are you just choosing a little bit better than what you are right now? Right? If you could choose any wealth, whose type of wealth? Right? How would you choose it? Would you just choose, well, an extra 5K a month would be nice. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, if you could choose anyone's wealth, are you still going to limit yourself? You're just taking a pen and writing down. You shouldn't limit yourself. Why would you limit yourself on this step? Right? So be very aware how you may be limiting yourself. Okay? Or what about your purpose pillar? Right? What is that highest calling? What is that purpose? How do we script for our purpose? What Angela was saying before. Purpose is found from understanding contribution. We've got thousands of people on this 5-day challenge. Thousands of people from all around the world, all walks of life, all different cultures, all different upbringing. But I think I know something about every single one of you. Now you're probably thinking, how? What do you mean? I'll tell you what I think I know about you. I think you are someone where you've experienced before the question, number one, why am I here? What's the point of life? How many of you asked that question before? Give me a yes inside the chat. How do I know? Thousands of people around the world, how do I know? You've all asked that question before. Because that's our soul question. It will pop up for everybody who's a seeker, everybody who is wanting to know more. They would have asked that question before. Second thing I know about you. What do I know about you? I know you've had a glimpse where you feel whenever you do something for yourself, or sometimes you do something for somebody else, you're even more happy when you do it for other people. How many of you have experienced that before? Like when you help other people achieve something, sometimes you're like, oh my God, that thrills me even more. How do I know that about you? Because birds of a feather flock together. We all attract. We all have some sort of alignment. That's why we're here. It's no accident that we're all here today. We are all aligned in some way. At the core of the soul, we're aligned. That's why we're here. I may not have personally spoken to you before, but I know that about you. And how do I know that you have that sense of giving? is because it's a soul calling. What is purpose? How do we find our purpose? When we do something that's beyond ourself. It's soul fulfilling. It's soul fulfilling. That is the juice that keeps you going for the rest of your life, and you will never give up on it. Let me tell you something. When you find that, and you find it through thinking, if I could do anything to change the world, if I could help the world in any way, and I had no limits, what would I choose to do? That's where the question starts. When you start asking that question, you start finding your purpose. You start scripting your purpose. Your soul wants it. It's craving. And once you find it, guess what? You're unstoppable. You see, you can procrastinate for yourself. This is another thing I know about you guys. You can procrastinate when it's about you. When it's about people you care for, you will bend over backwards to make things happen. How many of you following what I'm saying? So imagine if you could live your life with that much determination and motivation. How do you do that? Well, you do it first by finding what it is that my soul feels I want to do in this world. I want to make that change. And you've all thought of it before. You've all watched some documentary of someone do something before, do good out there, set up some charity, go to what third world countries and do what, and you've always, you've seen it before, and you've been pulled, you've been compelled. One day, you say, if only one day I would love to do something like that. How many of you have ever said that before? How many of you have watched a movie before? How many of you have seen somebody inspiring before do something? One day, I would like to do something like that. But guess what? Usually what happens is you limit yourself. Because what do? You say, one day, if I had the money, I would love to do something like that. But you don't realize that in manifestation, whenever you say, if one day I had the money, then I'll do something like that, actually you're saying, I don't have the money, and then you're putting that out to the universe with lack, and the universe is keeping you without money. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? Instead, you should always be thinking, how do I get into that vibration now? How do I get to start that now? You know, when I started my charity around 12 years ago, it's not like I had endless amounts of money to do it. No. I was just getting by too, trying to make it work. But I said, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. Because I call myself the make it happen person. I am a make it happen person. How many of you are willing to step into your power and be a make it happen person instead of an excuses person? Right? Type inside the box, I'm a make it happen person. Write it inside your notepad. I'm a make it happen person. Put your hand to your heart. Say, I'm a make it happen person. Let the universe know I'm a make it happen person so they know you're ready. When they know you're ready, they can give you the opportunities because they know you're going to step through. They know when they give you the opportunity, you're going to say yes. But you got to say it to yourself. You got to believe in yourself. So, the first thing I want you to do when it comes to scripting, number one rule, remove the limits. Recognize where, I think I'm limiting myself with this line. Remove it. How do I push further? How do I push for more? How do I push for, if I could have everything I want, what would it be? Right? Script with no limits. The second thing, what do we want to do? We want to script with more clarity. I want everyone to write this down. Clarity is power. We want to script as much as we can. Clarity is power. I hear so many law of attraction, spiritual, woo-woo, tree-hugging family. I hear so many of them, they say, Master, you always say script for clarity. I heard some other coach said, sometimes you don't need to know the how. As long as you have the right intention, the universe will show you the way. And they say, so why do I need clarity? I'm like, dude. Do you know who usually says words like that? Who are the people who say, even if you don't have the clarity, don't worry. Trust the universe will show you the way. I'll tell you who says that. The people who don't have clarity. Because you ain't got any other way. If you don't have any clarity, how am I going to motivate you? I can only tell you, don't worry about it right now. The universe will show you the way. It's like this. Let's take me and Angela. Imagine we arrive here in Dubai, first day together. We're in this building. Okay? And then what happens is, Dubai, we're in the desert. Okay? What happens is, we both have a goal. Her goal and my goal are alike. We want to get to the supermarket. Okay? So let's say, for example, right? Angela is the spiritual woo-woo person. Universe, my intention is supermarkets. Guide me. Show me some 111s and 222s to show me the way, please. Okay? I trust. I don't need clarity. Imagine I'm like, dude, no, I went to the 5-day manifestation course. I'm scripting with clarity, right? So let me figure it out. So I go and ask, I go find clarity. How do you get to the supermarket? I find it, I get myself a map. We both walk out the door. I have the map, she doesn't. Who's going to get there first? I'm going to get there first. Okay, now let's put it the other way. If both of us didn't have a map, we're looking at each other. She's starving. She needs the supermarket. She needs to find food. How do I encourage her? Don't worry about it, Angela. Just keep walking. I'm sure God will show you the way at some time. She may walk through the desert, for months, and then suddenly one day oh my God, there's a supermarket. I found it. Do you understand what I'm saying? She might find it. I'm not saying she'll never find it. Of course, if you keep wandering, you're going to find it someday. But what I'm saying is, if you have clarity, you're going to achieve it much faster. If you have clarity, you're going to have a stronger belief system. If you have clarity, you're going to align more. Everything will happen faster for you. Understanding what I'm saying? Right? That's what I'm saying. When you're scripting, clarity is power. Script exactly what you want. Don't just be all, I don't know, just throw it out there and see what the universe gives me. Because you're going to have too many stumbling blocks until you actually get to the actual one. Right? If you be more clear, you're going to get there a lot faster. Okay? Number 3, third rule, only 3 rules only. Okay? When you script with a lot of positive emotions. Okay? What does that mean? When I script health, 6-pack. Wealth, Lambo. Relationship, sexy girl. Purpose, charity. I'm done. I'm done, guys. Why is everyone taking so long on this exercise? I'm done. The whole principle of law of attraction depends on your vibrational frequency. When you amplify your emotions, right? If you're scripting, you should be feeling, it should be making you feel it. The more you script, the more clarity. You're imagining it, you're visualizing it, you're feeling it. You're like, oh, some people script and they're tearing up scripting because they feel like so emotional about it. They feel like so much connection with it. That's how you want to script. You want to script, you want to get excited. Because when you raise your emotions, what happens? You raise your vibrations. That is the intention setting that sends it out to the universe where it starts responding to you. Are you understanding what I'm saying? If you're just like cold scripting, you're not going to do anything actually. Because emotions is energy in motion. So, my question to you is this. To script for your health pillar, your wealth pillar, your relationship pillar, and your purpose pillar. To script it infinitely. remove your current limits with a lot of clarity and a lot of emotions in there. How many minutes do you need? Please type inside the chat. Don't give me days, okay? Don't say 1 hour.
3 hours.
11 minutes.
5
30
minutes.
minutes. 15 hours. 60 minutes, 120 minutes. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do as much as we can in 11 minutes. Go. And if you guys need a little bit more time afterwards for homework, you guys can continue that scripting, okay? But for today's activity, we're just going to script as fast as we can, as much as we can in the 11 minutes. Nobody should be finished before 11 minutes, okay? I'm going to ask the team to put some music on. Allow your mind to go wild. Get your pen to your paper. Go wild. Script like you've never scripted before. If your health can be any way you want it, what would it look like? If you could have all the wealth you ever wanted, and what does that lifestyle look like? If your relationship could be most perfect, what would that be like? If you could live every single day with a high sense of purpose, what would that be? What would you be doing? How would you be living the most purposeful life? Okay, so take 11 minutes, please. Joy and they have money, but I'm not sure they're happy because they don't money rich and time. So when you're scripting for wealth, what does it mean for you? Where's the music gone? When you're scripting for wealth, what does it mean to you? Do what I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. That's freedom, no? Imagine being able to do that. How do you script it? What does it look like? What does it feel like, more important? Your relationship, not just about romantic relationship. Have you scripted about your relationship with yourself? I think that needs addressing for a lot of people. Don't you agree? You have self-love. Do you love yourself? Do you feel worthy? Do you feel enough? Do you feel special? How's your communication with yourself? How's your relationship with your friends, with your family, with people around you? How's your relationship with your colleagues? How's your relationship with people you meet, people you come across in your life? How's your relationships? We have to deal with people for the rest of our lives. How is your relationship with yourself and the people around you? Is it loving? Is it caring? Is it supportive? But remember, it starts from self-love. You honor yourself to support yourself. If you can't even support yourself, you know, love starts from self-love. Purpose. Purpose usually is the final pillar to say, if you had all the health in the world, you had all the wealth in the world, you had the best relationships, you live a happy, wealthy, healthy life. Now, you can do any positive impact in the world. Anything you want. How would you script for it? What would you change? Where would you go? Who would you help? What message would you carry? What legacy would you leave? I see some beautiful, beautiful shares happening inside our VIP group. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing all of this. I've gotten to pillar 3, then you need to go very fast. You have 30 seconds for pillar 4. Huh? This will take more than just 11 minutes. Just so you can continue with it as your homework. Continue, go wild with it. You know, script for a whole hour. Go wild with it. But I want to give you guys some powerful knowledge that can help you achieve this. So we get back to our learning, and then afterwards you can apply the learning to the more things you script. Master, the dream is happening now because I'm evolving now in this moment. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Got my 4 essential pillar. Wonderful. Okay, let's start finishing off for now. You can continue if you need to continue after today's session and go deeper with it. I recommend you do. Now, January, this portal right now is very good time for scripting. Very, very good time. And then we've got the full moon coming up in a couple of weeks, which will amplify all the emotions. So get everything in motion. Okay? Where's the music? Take a slow inhale, please. And gentle, relaxing exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Okay. Christine said, why I feel like crying? That's a good thing. Okay, if we all pause right there, please. Okay. That's a good thing. If you're feeling those emotions, it's a good thing. Place your hand on your heart. Seal the deal. Allow yourself to feel it through every cell of your body. While you're doing that, universe is feeling it too, so universe will respond. Universe will respond to you. There's tears in your eyes. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Okay. We need to get on to this next part. So everybody, please bring your attention back here now. Take a slow inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Ground your energies and bring yourself back. And we're going to go into this next part, which is extremely, extremely important. Okay? Please pay attention. So, we have just did an intense scripting, an intense 11-15-minute scripting. Okay? Now, you guys will probably script even more after the session. That's totally fine. But there's some things that we need to do now. You've done a scripting. You've scripted infinitely. But how many of you think sometimes it's not just about the scripting, because along the way, you may have some doubts and fears that may pop up. You may have some unworthiness that may pop up. You may have some limiting beliefs that may pop up. You may have some fears that may pop up or doubts that may pop up. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like this, yeah, you're looking at it as everything's magical and beautiful right now. Then you start walking the path, come tomorrow, come the next day, you start doubting yourself. Because we all have it. We all have that subconscious conditioned mind. We all have the limiters. So there's different ways to remove those limiters. Today we're going to do one way, okay? One way. Over the next few days we're going to do multiple ways. But today we're going to do one of the ways. And it's a very fast way. But you need to understand this first of all. Everybody please draw this with me. Yesterday, Angela also drew a coffee bean. Starbucks coffee bean, yes. So, we have a, what? Brain, okay? We need to understand two parts of the brain, which is on the stem of the brain, okay? We're not going to science class. I just need you to understand some basics. This part of the brain here is referred to as the amygdala. This part of the brain here is referred to as the hippocampus. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we going to science lesson right now? We only need to know two things. The amygdala is in charge of emotions. The hippocampus is in charge of long and short-term memory. Okay? Now, what we need to understand is we all have this memory system. What's deeply ingrained inside your subconscious mind is logged into your memory. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? Is there anybody here who you would refer to yourself as having bad memory? Like your memory's not so good. Like you always forget things. You leave your keys somewhere, whatever. You pick your phone up. You're holding your phone, looking for your phone. You ever done that before? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? You're wearing your glasses, looking for your glasses. Right? Some people said, my wife, right? Yeah, Yolanda said I have ADHD, right? So, look, we think we have, how many of you think you have not so good memory? Like it could be improved, right? Raise your hand. We've got quite a lot of people, a lot of yeses going on, okay? But I want to share with you guys something. Every single one of you raise your hands, guess what? You have amazing memory. Because let me ask you a question. How many of you who just said yes or raised your hands just now, you remember something from childhood? Raise your hand if you remember something from childhood. How you do that? Dude, you just told me you have bad memory. And some of you don't look that young. So many years ago, you still remember some stuff, and you're telling me you have bad 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you still remember some stuff from childhood, and you're telling me, you're trying to fool me to tell me you got bad memory. Nobody got bad memory. Some people don't know how memory works, that's all. You don't know how to use it more effectively, more efficiently. Right? Rebecca just said 60 years ago. It's just that some people, they don't know how memory works. How does memory work? Memory works like this. Emotions logs from the amygdala, logs into the hippocampus, logs into the long and short-term memory. So what do I know about the memories you remember from childhood? I know everything you remember from childhood was either a time when you were crying, you were very sad, you were upset, or you were angry, you were frustrated. I know things that you remember, or maybe you were extremely happy, you got a surprise. You were excited, you had a lot of fun. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? The memories you have, every memory you have that you can bring back in an instant, it's because the emotions were strong enough. You guys understand what I'm saying? So now when we know that, now, here's our big aha. If we know the deeply rooted, unconscious fear, doubts, limiting beliefs are inside there because it logged in through emotions, an emotional situation. What we got to do, we got to change the pain to a pleasure. Also in NLP referred to as a cognitive reframe, we got to change the pain to a pleasure, or the pleasure to a pain. When we switch it around, right? When we identify where this belief comes from and we switch the pain or the problem or the negativity to a positivity, and then we amplify the positivity emotion, we feel it through every cell of our body, guess what? Our brain logs in the new belief. How many of you just got an aha there? Give me an aha. Okay? So, we're going to do a simple version of it. Today we don't have, because we only got 5 days, each day we only got an hour plus 2 hours, right? So we haven't got like time to do a full deep dive, timeline therapy, pulling out the roots in that way, but we're going to do a mild version of it that will actually still help you, okay? A very sped up version of it. Because some of you, has any of you been to Manifesting Miracles, by the way? Manifesting Miracles event. How many of you been before? Type MM inside the chat, MM. Okay? Those of you been to Manifesting Miracles, how long do we work on our manifestation for? How many hours a day? How many hours a day? We work for 10-hour days, 3 days, 30 hours. So when we want to go deep on it, it takes a little bit more time, okay? But at least today, when we go through this, you'll get an understanding of how this works, okay? So we're going to do this together. I want you guys to flip onto page 14 for this cognitive reframe, please. Page 14, okay? By the way, I recommend those of you who've never been to Manifesting Miracle before, try to attend the next one. Try to attend the next one because it is a game changer. Real big game changer. 30 hours of manifestation practices, right? So try to make the next one. I'm attending in March 24. Oh, wonderful. Is the next one in March, is it? Wonderful. Amazing. Okay. So, those of you who have the when is the next one? I don't know. When is the dates? We'll find out. We'll let you know.
Okay.
You know already?
Yeah, in March 29 to the 31st, if I'm correct. 29th
to the 31st of March. It's very good to kickstart your year. So set everything right, you know. For those that went, what was the result? Okay, let's go to this part first, okay? So, everybody, 14th, okay, page 14. Okay? So on page 14, we have a chart. Those of you who don't have the journal, okay, those of you tuned in from Facebook or our maxed out Zoom, we have a few maxed out Zooms, okay? So I'm going to write down the headings. Please write with me. The first heading says limiter, okay? First heading says limiter, okay? First heading says limiter. Second heading says source, okay? Where it's from, source, okay? Okay. Third one, right, says 100% cannot be changed. Cannot be changed. Okay? And then a question mark. 100% cannot be changed, and then a question mark. Okay? Next column says willing to change, and then question mark. Willing to change, question mark. If somebody inside the chat can write these headings down so everybody is clear, okay, just in case some people miss any of the headings. Okay? Next column said, what must I do? What must I do? Okay? And the final column says, new affirmation. New affirmation. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns in total. I'm going to repeat one more. Some of you can type it inside the box so everybody's clear. Number 1 is limiter. Number 2 is source. Number 3 is 100% cannot be changed, question mark. Number 4 is willing to change, question mark. Number 5 is what must I do, question mark. Number 6 is new affirmation. Okay, 6 columns in total, please. Okay, now what I'd like you to do, if you have a red pen, try to use a different color pen. Try to use red pen for this activity, okay? If you do have. If you have a different color, use a different color. If you have red, use red, okay? try to grab a different color pen if you have. If you do not have, not too big a deal, okay? But if you have, use a different color pen, because in NLP, these are all using colors to engage the learning. They're all anchors, they're all triggers to be able to help log into the deeper subconscious mind, okay? So, with the red pen, what I want you to do is only focus on the limiter column right now. Only column number 1, okay, this limiter column. What I would like you to do, I would like you to, on one side, look at your scripting, what you just wrote down. From your health to your wealth to your relationship to your purpose, the dreams and goals, okay?